On the way over here, I had a situation. I actually got into a little small altercation. My right eye got to fighting with my left eye. What was ready to happen was I was ready to have a flow of tears. And it wasn't because of just being here in the march. It was because understanding that something must happen. So we can get here all day, we can walk, we can chant, but the reality of the situation is that it's what's tomorrow is what's going to bring a change. So something must happen, and it must happen now. We must find it within our city and a region that is committed to creating a pool that is highly qualified and reliable for our workers. That's what we need. That's what we're here for. We need programs that develop the proper job training and talent and skills of our residents. That's what we need. You can't tell me I'm not qualified for a job. Provide me with the skills. We need our communities. We need our communities and our individuals to come together. We need them to give us the proper living wages that families and households no longer go paycheck to paycheck. See, you can't expect me to be able to make it in society and you don't pay me with the proper wages I need to make it. These single parent homes with these mothers and these child, they find the best way they can make it. We need you to help us. We call upon our government leaders, our corporations, and the concerned citizens that are empowered to join with us for these jobs, for the economic of the future. Our vision is to show the world, and we're doing that today. See, when you woke up this morning, you showed your concern. So now I need you to network with each and every individual beside you so that tomorrow, when it comes time to find out what we need to do, these faces look familiar. And we can be friends today, call each other and text, but what about tomorrow? Who's going to do what tomorrow? Because something must happen. And believe me, it must happen now. Thank you.
We're more than pleased to be one of the title sponsors of this march. You may ask, well, where's the Urban League been, or what is the Urban League about? Well, we're about what you see here today. You know, 50 years ago, Whitney Young, along with Dr. King and several others, organized the March on Washington. We were there last week on the March on Washington, commemorating the 50-year anniversary. And we're here today because we want to bring the march to Richmond. So I'm just pleased to be here today to address you. I know the program says some remarks about Dr. King's speech, but I don't think you really want to rehash the Dr. King's speech. Anyway, I could not repeat his speech because it was one of the greatest speeches in the 20th century. But what I do want to talk to you about are some of the things that are going on right here in Richmond. And so, you know, based on what's going on in Richmond, we have work to do. And like some of the other speakers that have talked before me, we need to get busy right here in Richmond. So I'm happy to join you today. And first, if you think about it, this is the first march for jobs and freedom in Richmond. It will not be the last march unless we get change. So this is the first march, so tell your friends, tell your fraternity people, tell your sorority folks, your acquaintances, your neighbors, we want change in Richmond. So I'd be unwise to overlook the urgency of the moment. You know, 2013 is not an end, it's a beginning. And as I mentioned, we're going to march because we're not just blowing off steam, we need to make a difference. We need to make a difference where we live. And so today I want to encourage you, I'm not going to be long, I have a 6-page speech, but I think it's more important to hear our keynote speaker today. Get involved. The Urban League is right on Hall Street. I would encourage you, join the Urban League. I would encourage you, join the NAACP. I would encourage you to join A. Philip Randolph Institute or any organization that's making a difference. The ERA is here today. The Democratic Party is here today. Our Republican brothers may have been invited, they don't show up. We're going to make a difference in the vote come this November. So vote with your feet, vote with your presence, Vote with the things that you hold dear and near to your heart. And we will make a difference where we live here in Richmond. God bless you.
We're here by making some noise. They say they hear some whispering going on. They say they hear, oh, okay, all right. They said they heard about 5 people. I need about 8 more people to make some noise. Can you hear us now? Hey, we're going to ask all of the participants, all of the city officials, legislators, and council persons to hang back following the program for some brief pictures. Right now, we're going to have Reverend Karen Clark, who's Carolyn, please don't. Okay. Y'all heard that?
How I got over, how I got over, I made it over mighty hard times, but my soul looked back and wonder how I got over. Well, now as soon as I can see Jesus, the man that died for me, the man that bled and suffered, oh, he hung on Calvary. I'm gonna thank him for how he bought me. I'm gonna thank him for how he took me. I'm gonna thank him for how he kept me. Oh my God, never let me. I'm gonna thank him for old time religion. I'm gonna thank him for giving Clark a vision. I'm gonna thank God for being so good to me. Somebody didn't hear me. How I got over, oh, how I made it over in times like these. Well, my soul looked back in wonder how I got over. I'm gonna wear a diadem over in the new Jerusalem. Oh, I'm gonna watch the host in white. They'll be coming up day and night. They'll be coming from every nation, going up to the great coronation, coming up from the north, south, east and west, headed to a land of rest. We're gonna thank God for being good to me. Oh, I gotta thank God this morning. Who's gonna thank him? I gotta thank God this morning. Oh, last night God sent his angels watching over me, church. Oh, I heard him in the morning. God told his angels, God said a touch in my name. God said a touch in my name. I said touch you in his name. God said a touch in his name. We woke up early this morning. We woke up early this morning. Somebody ought to sing. Somebody ought to shout. Somebody ought to sing. Somebody ought to shout. I got to thank God for being so good. Good to me. Somebody ought to thank him. I gotta thank God. I gotta thank God. I've got to thank God for being so good. Good to me.
Come on, give her a hand. Has God been good to anybody? Has God been good to anybody in here? All right, all right, all right.